worst feeling ever is when you go out and you see that your fridge or your freezer has been left open overnight. This recently happened in our family, and so I immediately ordered these freezer and fridge latches / locks. So the first ones I bought were these Munchkin brands, and I've ordered these before for an older freezer that we got rid of, and I didn't order new ones for our new fridge freezer, and I should have done it the very same day that I got it. This first one is kind of like 2 latches, and you can disconnect them on either end, and all you need to do is clean off the surface that you're going to use with a little alcohol wipe, or I just use some alcohol on a paper towel, and you just want to wipe down and dry the area that you're going to adhere it to. This one's super easy because you just take off the little sticky tabs and then you place it right onto the fridge or freezer where you want it to latch. You hold it down for 10 to 15 seconds and then you let it cure for about 24 hours, and then you can use them, and it is such a money-saving tip because if you leave your fridge or freezer open, not only is electricity running super long, but you're losing all of that precious food in your fridge or freezer. Since this freezer also has a undercarriage freezer, like a pull-out drawer, I tried this new lock that is a freezer specific lock, and it has a really handy dandy little 2 little buttons that you press to open it if you have a slide out freezer like ours. And this one's been really nice too. I wanted to try both, and I wanted one that was a little bit easier for me to get into and one that was a little bit harder for the kids to get into the fridge, because I really don't want them getting into the fridge or freezer, leaving it open on accident just because they can't shut it all the way sometimes, and then that will save us tons of time, money, and heartache. The next thing I purchased on Amazon lately was a huge money savings. So we recently got our backyard redone, and we really wanted to put some lights back there to illuminate the back fence and the new trees that we got. If we had wired in lots of new lights, that would cost thousands of dollars, and it was just out of our budget this time. So instead, I got 2 10-packs of these very highly rated solar lights on Amazon. These solar lights just took 1 or 2 days to charge, and then we put them at the base of every single tree and in some spots of our yard that were a little bit dark, and they are so bright. It actually has 3 different light settings, and there's just a little button right here on the side that you can press, and then you can adjust how bright you want your lights to be. We got the cool lights, but if you like a warmer light, they also sell warmer lights. They were such a good deal. I think it was only about $50 for all those lights, and they work perfectly. We can adjust them, and they were inexpensive, but they make a huge difference. The next thing that has been a really big problem solver at my house are these Turkish towels. Now, if you remember in my summer Amazon finds video, I talked about Turkish towels because they were amazing to take to the pool or the beach or the lake all summer long because they're extremely thin, very absorbent, and they're very lightweight. They just absorb a lot of water as well. Since I love them so much, what I did was I purchased Turkish hand towels to put in all of our bathrooms and the kitchen to just dry our hands. We have little kids at home, so they love to just take the towel off the rod and just throw it wherever it lands. And despite my best efforts to have them just keep it on the little towel rack, it just doesn't work sometimes because they are little. They have to kind of reach in and grab for it. These Turkish towels are amazing because they are so big, but they are really lightweight. And they're nice because I can tie them onto the towel bar or the microwave or the oven so they stay put just to dry our hands with. As you can see, they come in this beautiful design, and they have lots of different colors as well. It has this cute tassel detail, and it's big enough where you could even do a little napkin holder or tie a ribbon around it or something to make it look even more decorative and for it to stay in one place. This next product is something that will save you time and money if you have any hair that you remove on your body. This is an IPL laser hair removal tool that is a fraction of the cost if you were to go to a salon or somewhere else to get it done. It's pain-free, and it's actually been pretty effective for me. I saw it recommended in a Facebook group that I'm a part of that recommended some that were asking for hair removal ideas for younger teens. It's like a dance mom group, and a lot of people were recommending this IPL device because it's pain-free, it's very easy to use, and it's very effective in removing the hair and preventing it from coming back. This is the box you can see that it comes in, and it comes with with a couple different things. It comes with some safety glasses, a razor, a charger, and the actual device. As you can see in the booklet, there are a couple hair and skin color combinations that this device is not recommended for because of like the melanin in the skin or the hair, the thinness or whatever it is. So check on this table, or you can look at the Amazon product listing to see if this product works for you. But basically all you do is you just plug it in, you put on the eye protection, and then you wait for it to charge slightly, and then you put it up to your skin and just kind of press the little trigger, and you just keep going everywhere, and it's totally pain-free. It's actually kind of cold. It has kind of like a little flash, like a camera flash, and that's it. You just have to repeat that process a couple times a week, and then the hair just does not come back, and then you can just use it for maintenance. Something that we recently got that we have really been loving is this smokeless indoor grill. For whatever reason, whenever we cook like steak or like want to try and barbecue something on our little griddle pan on the stove, there's just a lot of smoke. And even though we have our hood vent, our smoke alarm still goes off too many times for me to, more than I would like. So I purchased this smokeless indoor grill so that we could have Korean barbecue at home and just have a really fun interactive dinner sometimes. It worked so well. There was no smoke and it cooked everything really evenly and fast. It was really fun for my family to just cook dinner on the counter at the table together. And it's something that we're definitely going to be using this winter, as obviously it's really dark outside at night. So I think this will be a really fun way to have an interactive dinner at home instead of going out to a Korean barbecue restaurant where it costs so much money per person, and we can just do it at home. This next product is a hat washing cage. Now I love this thing because I'm obsessed with it after the last time I used it. So I have this Duke hat that I have had for years and years and years. It's pure white, and I never sprayed it with Scotch Guard or anything, and it has been all over the world. I have exercised. It's like disgusting. So as you can see in this before video, it was nasty, and I thought there was no hope for it, and I was actually going to throw it away. And this was not like a super cheap hat, so I was kind of devastated, but I wanted to give it another chance. So I put it in the hat washing cage, and I just soaked it overnight in some hot water and OxyClean, just agitated it a couple times just throughout the day or throughout the night whenever I was in my bathroom, and it already looked so much better. The good thing about doing it in the cage is that it keeps its shape, and that is like obviously the most important part of a hat. You don't want it to get all crinkly and wrinkly, and you don't want the build to be like shaped weird. So it's really important to have that nice frame to keep it looking nice. After I soaked in OxyClean overnight, I just put it in my laundry machine, my washing machine, put it on the gentle cycle, and I think it was like a quick cycle, and then let it dry in the cage so then it would keep its shape. And now it looks almost new, and I was going to throw that hat away. So this was a huge problem solving tool. I really, really appreciated it, and I have done a lot of hats, but I definitely recommend that if you have a really dirty hat to soak it in OxyClean or use some kind of a fabric treatment to get those stains out before you wash them, and I bet you could save a hat or two. Now, I've taught you how to make popcorn in the Instant Pot. I've taught you how to make popcorn in the air fryer, but now I'm teaching you how to make microwave popcorn without buying microwave popcorn. I have really enjoyed eating popcorn that is just popped from the kernels, and then I can add my own butter, my own seasonings to it. Just tastes healthier. It doesn't make me feel so like heavy from all the chemicals and all the stuff that's in microwave popcorn. So I got this popcorn popper bowl that is silicone. It's very flexible. It's very easy to use. It even has lines on the inside of the bowl, so I don't have to measure anything. I can just pour the kernels straight in, and then I just put the little lid right on top of it very lightly, and then I'll microwave it for about 4 or 5 minutes. I actually just press the popcorn button on my microwave and just wait for it to just kind of stop popping. But then I have fresh, delicious popcorn that is way less expensive than buying it at a movie theater, and it's a lot healthier than buying microwave popcorn. So my family and I absolutely love this. We put a little bit of butter on there or some avocado oil, and then just do a little bit of that flavacol that I mentioned before in one of my videos. It's like what the movie theaters use, but I just do a tiny bit because I don't like it to be too overkill. But the great part about this is that it's dishwasher safe. Once I'm done using it, it collapses really small and compact, so then it's really easy to store. It doesn't take up a huge amount of space, and we have delicious, fresh, healthy popcorn whenever we want. Next, something that I love, love, love that I've mentioned in a couple of videos before, but I wanted to dedicate a certain spot in this video to is true lime and true lemon. This is just crystallized citrus, and it's literally just pretty much like freeze dried, I think, or it's just like dried out real lemon and real lime. And I always have these. Not only are they good for making drinks when you don't have fresh citrus on hand, but I use these all the time in cooking when I don't have a fresh lemon or a fresh lime, or I don't want to buy a whole bunch of lemons and limes or citrus and have them go to waste if I'm not going to use them all. This is the perfect thing to use if you wanted to add to a seasoning blend, or if you want to make some guacamole with some lemon or lime. It's exactly the same thing as using fresh, and it tastes almost a little bit better sometimes, because sometimes if you have fresh, it can be a little bitter, but true lime and true lemon are so good. There's no added sugar. It's just crystallized lemon and lime powder. I love to use it in drinks. I love to use it in frostings, in baking, in cooking, in sauces and marinades, and it's a lifesaver when I don't have fresh citrus on hand. It looks like it also comes in different flavors as well, such as orange, and I love fresh orange in my Fresca, so I'll probably order some orange as well, but it is so versatile and it's so nice to have. This next product is like super random, but it's just a hose splitter. So what I do is I put this little splitter on the actual spigot outside where I have my little faucet thing, and it splits the water in two places. So I can have a hose hooked up to one, and I can have another hose hooked up to the other side, or I can leave it open so then I can just fill up my watering can like you see here. And this has been so convenient because then we can do multiple things with that spigot without having to unscrew the hose or unscrew whatever is on there. I also recommend getting these easy little latch things that you can connect to a hose bib and a hose, or whatever tool that you have attached to your hose bib, because then you don't have to screw it onto the hose bib and it leaks everywhere. As you can see, I can even do it with one hand. You just push it up and it comes on and off, and it's like clicks in and out. It's amazing, and I wish I had this years ago, because I can't even tell you how many times I've sat there and just like twisted the whole thing and it's still leaking everywhere. And this hose splitter plus the little easy connect things are so inexpensive, but it saves so much time and so much hassle, so definitely grab these. This next one I've mentioned before, but it is a huge lifesaver, and I'm not kidding. Every single time we took it to the soccer field, the football field, the beach, the lake, everywhere that we went, that we took our double-decker wagon, everyone was asking me for a link, asking me where I got it, because it is that good. The cool thing about this wagon is that it has an undercarriage. It's a double-decker, so we put our chairs in there, we put our tent down there. Anything that's kind of oversized fits really nicely on the bottom of the wagon, and then the top of the wagon can be used to store like your bags, your balls, bats, boarding equipment, dance equipment, camping stuff, food, coolers, whatever else you need to carry, because when you go to sporting events, if you're anything like us, we carry around a lot of crap with us, and it has to get in the middle of a giant field, and this wagon is amazing. It totally stands up to any terrain that we've taken it on, and everyone is obsessed whenever they see it. So I just feel like I have to spread the word on this double-decker wagon, because it is such a huge time savings to not have to like carry multiple loads of stuff, and it solves a problem because you can put everything in just one wagon and you can do so much with just one person. This last product is something I love, and you may have seen a different version of it, like it's going kind of viral on TikTok, but this is the original. It's been around for like decades. It's called the micro stitch. The micro stitch is a tagging tool that you can use to just create a tiny little stitch in pretty much anything, everywhere, and for so many different purposes. So the main thing is like costumers will use it a lot of times to like stitch clothing or stitch costumes or attach things just really, really quickly, because it doesn't like damage anything, and it's very quick and it's very efficient. So as you can see here, I have like some curtains, and I just wanted to kind of like make sure that these pleats stay together, so I can just really easily add one tiny little stitch in and it will stay that way. I also have this really cute dress that I love, but the inside lining of the neckline always pops out. Like if I'm just wearing it, it just always manages to pop out. So I use the micro stitch to just do a couple little stitches on the little neck collar part, and it stays put and it's not uncomfortable. And if I don't like want a stitch there, it's very easy to just remove, and it is so amazing. As you can see here on my sweater, sometimes like it'll just flap closed and I want it to stay open. If I want it to stay open, then I'm just going to leave it that way and then just do 2 little stitches or maybe some stitches at the bottom, and it will stay that way. It's very, very discreet. And they also come with black little tags as well. So then you really like can tag just about anything. I bought this to keep in my daughter's dance bag because there are so many things with like costumes that needed to be pinned and tucked. And I don't like using safety pins on her costumes because if they come out, that's very painful. So I love using the micro stitch to just keep things in place. And it was such an amazing tool. I find myself using it all the time for so many different things because you can basically alter clothing just so quickly with a little stitch, and it looks really good. It's temporary if you need it to be, but it's also lasted through washes in my clothing, and it's very, very convenient. If you like any of these products, you can find them in my Amazon shopping list below. I'll have it linked and you can see all of my product recommendations. I have tons of shopping lists on there for different people, different seasons. And also just a reminder that Amazon Prime Big Deal Days are coming up October 8th and 9th, so you can get an early start on your holiday shopping.